Hello everybody, it's Gina here, and time for another round of roster reviews. My throat's a little sore, so I might sound a little bit different. But my first player I'm looking at is Ninjafalcons, and they're in KOM Prime. Not sure what KOM stands for. They're at 4.28 million GP. I said they started about 2 years ago, focused on Grand Arena and Territory Battle, and they are a free player as of the time they requested this review. And right away I'm seeing what is it, Negotiator in Fleet Arena, so I'm guessing that they don't have Executor, which right away is a pretty great target to get. But I'm not really gonna say okay, absolutely go get it until Leviathan comes out, because I'd like to see what that is like. If it gets just gets trounced by Leviathan, I don't know, it might go down a slight bit in priority, but it's still a huge priority. Not going for Leviathan, of course, with a 4.4 million account. No way. Two Galactic Legends, JMK and Sith the Eternal Emperor. Sith the Eternal Emperor was probably first, and makes sense. And JMK, I think that's a great second Galactic Legend if you can get Watt, and clearly they did have Watt ready to go for this. But next priority would definitely be Java. I'm not sure what they're working on yet. Gotta look through the account. But we already got General Skywalker, very nice. Darth Revan, I love that. I'm not seeing Malik, at least not up here. So let me just look at some different factions, starting with Sith. Okay, well, 7-star Treya, level 1, Scion level 1, 2. I'm guessing he's not gearing up Treya because Scion is not farmed, and Scion does take a while to farm, and I don't even see Nihilus at all. There is Malik, 7 stars, so great thing to take to relics, but honestly, I mean, I saw they're in Chromium JAC. You can probably get away with a weak Malik for a little bit. He can kind of operate pretty well at gear 11. Well, it is kind of weak. You definitely want to get him to gear 12 or something. But Savage and Relics with the Omicron, very nice. And otherwise have a mainly functional Darth Revan team. EP and Vader, of course. That makes it even easier to go for Executor if you already have that. Let me just check Imperial Troopers, see what he is working with. Piazza Relics, Dark Troopers. So he's got a functioning command squad Imperial Troopers and nothing else geared. I kind of like how this is laid out. It's only investment where you need it. You got one good team rolling, although I would prefer Range Trooper over Stark. And then you don't worry about anything else. Iron Versio is great at in the lower rungs of GAC, but I don't know. Not sure if that's top priority right now or not. Jedi, we got a lot of Galactic Republic, of course. Revan is Relic, which I do like to see. And Jolie, Relic 5. I actually love that. Bastila falling a little bit behind there. Hermit Yoda, 7-star at Gear 1. That's confusing. I'd probably put some on him, like Gear 8 or something, just so he can actually get in the game, give out Master's Training, and then get out of there. Fun fact, immediately after that, the first 3 minutes of this video is when I had a really hard sneeze, and then my throat hurt so bad I thought I injured my throat or something. Went to the doctor, found out I had strep. Hence the different background and all that, but I still wanted to come back to the same account I was starting to review. And yeah, what had we looked at so far with Ninjafalcons? We looked at Sith, Imperial Troopers, and Jedi. Got General Skywalker. They have a General Grievous, which is good, 4.3 million. Looks like they have a functional squad. And I'm guessing they have Malevolence completely developed or almost done. Okay, so they got both of those kind of old school meta fleets, but not Executor or Profundity yet. And I would recommend going for Executor, definitely. And let's check on the progress of Bounty Hunters. Not sure if they're going for it yet. They might be. I mean, got IG-88 worked on and Dengar. And let's check the Empire too. Yeah, seem to be, I mean, moving along towards it. Not imminently about to unlock, but pretty decently far along. Hunt Cartel, that's a long way away. Big priority, but you probably wouldn't get Jabba by the time the Crate Raid is replaced, which is kind of a shame. And what else do we want to look at? I don't know if I checked out Rebels, but they have a good CLS squad. I mean, we've seen plenty of accounts that for some reason just completely ignored CLS and have like a Gear 1 level 1 Han Solo, Chewbacca, and all that. But the 5 characters they have in Relic from this faction are the 5 best you could do, just bar none. And it'll be interesting to see how that changes once we have Galactic Legend Leia. That's enough of looking at factions. Let's take a look at some mods. Okay, of course, these guys are the fastest. Let me just check out 532, not super fast for a Galactic Legend as your fastest. And then, actually, that's a decent amount of speed. Once at the Eternal. Not completely slow like a lot of other health builds. Then Darth Revan fastest. I like seeing that. 323. So looks like they're okay. Revan, Rex, Piet, Revan, Shakti, Moff Gideon. So it looks like there are good priorities on the speed. It's just not a super deep pool yet. So that's something you obviously got to work on over time. Rex at 311. I think you might be able to spare some speed from him. You don't need him as fast as can be, because gas matches, you know, kind of not super dependent on getting out the gate first. Especially since you want to save his, in a lot of matches, you want to save the turn meter game. CLS, okay, speed set, I would prefer seeing an offense set here. If you have a deep pool, you can get about the same amount of speed pretty easily. Tamara Jade is still Gear 11, so can't benefit from 12 dot mods. But once you get her fully done, I would hope you have her at 7 stars already. I'd hope you get her up to Relic 5, or at least Relics, and then you can slap that on. Starkiller, it doesn't look like Starkiller is necessarily a priority. Okay, passively farming Dash a little bit. We already saw that Kyle Katarn is not done, and Talon's so far away off. So yeah, I'll just go for Executor next. That's probably the easiest decision. Then another Galactic Legend or Profundity. Yeah, right now I wouldn't say go for Leviathan, but decent account. You know, good priorities, smart approach. Still got to work on the mod pool and just overall roster depth in the long game. Next up, we got Ollie 4, and this player started in November 2016, so pretty early on, but they said they've only focused the past 2 years. And their focus is PvP, Grand Arena, and Territory War. Hyperdrive player, and also spends about 50 euros a month, they said. 9.5 million GP, so very well developed. They're in the 187th Legion. I think I remember playing someone in that guild at some point. But they have Jabba, which is great. So looks like we have 6 Galactic Legends here, missing Rey. And this, I like to review an account like this because I get to pick out just the few things missing from an account kind of similar to mine. Only endgame stuff is what you need. So it does look like Rey is on the horizon for this player. They have all these characters, the 7-star Gear 12. And if I had to guess, they are gearing up the ones that are going to be most useful to them in the meantime. I'm guessing they're prepping a Zori squad. Well, maybe these are geared from a long time ago, actually, because Finn and Poe used to work pretty well together. Oh, they don't have the Zeta, so... And no Zetas and Jedi training Rey. That's kind of interesting. But a Zeta and Rey scavenger. So this is a little bit confusing, because if you used that Finn team back in the day, I'd expect to have the Zeta. And if you're gearing up the most useful first, I think you'd get to Resistance Hero Finn and Poe before OG Poe and OG Finn. So I don't know what's going on there. I mean, they're going to work great with Zori, but that also requires the Resistance Hero brothers. So I don't know, man. Moving along, let's check out Sith faction. 100% relics. That makes me need to check. Do they have Leviathan? Do have Leviathan, 5-star, excellent. Got all the meta fleets. So reviewing this account is going to be a little bit nitpicky because they pretty much have everything. And in typical distracted fashion, just want to check out the Datacrons. 15% health and protection. Looks like they've got a great stock of those, I would assume. Yeah. So I'd assume until we see one that's not that, all of them are 15% health and protection, which is very good. So awesome job with those DCs. That's probably the best bargain DC set we've ever had. You can just spam that level 3 for either light side or dark side, and it's amazing. This faction is pretty much pristine. It is not missing anything as far as I can see. Except I would have an R9 Malgus. I mean, I do. I recommend it. And Rebels, looking good. We got plenty at the bottom. Phoenix, because it'll be a while for any kind of light spender or free-to-play player to get Rex up and running. Rebel Fighters, I don't think are worthwhile, so good move there. Rogue One team is good enough to use here. Check out Jedi. I didn't notice if they had Cal or not, so I guess not. Yeah, and anything else missing here? No, nothing really missing there. I mean, I guess these stable factions, they're going to be pretty built up. The question is, do they have Reva? It looks like they don't, which is fine. I mean, it depends on the guild. I only recently got her. You're ready, you're doing your part, and you're going to get her soon, so good job there. Mandalorian faction, nothing wrong with it. Really just gotta look at the fringes. Unaligned Force user. See if they are working on Seer, farming Seer. Farm Seer. That node is available. You only have 3 stars. It takes not much at all to get to 4 stars, so I'm assuming you're not farming Seer yet. And Cal Kestis. Oh my gosh. Ben Solo and Cal. If you don't have Rey, I guess that's not a big deal. But be prepared to gear up Ben Solo as soon as you get Rey. Even before, honestly, you can use him with JTR to pull off some cool stuff on offense. But definitely farm Seer. That's one of the nodes you should be farming because she's an amazing character. What else can we even look at? Galactic Republic, fully fleshed out for the most part. Bears, not relics, but I don't think that's a huge deal anyway. Now, what else? Oh, I want to see if they geared Trench like I did. No, oh, smart boy. No Admiral Trench gear. I like it. That's good. That's good thinking. Yeah, he does great in Territory War. Like, I don't know. If everyone followed my advice and no one geared up Trench and no one put Omicrons on him, it would even, if like my whole guild listened to that and didn't do it, that would hurt us in Territory War. But selfishly, I just avoid that. And yeah, I don't know. There's not too much else to look at here. Let's just look at the bottom of the roster. Yeah, Saw, Marin, new stuff. Zori, they're working on her. L3, I've been there. I didn't get L3 for a while. Oh, Aphra. Definitely go for Aphra too. She is worth it. But I do think Rey is priority, so I get that. Yeah, Aphra, what are you gonna need? Hondo, Sana, BT1 000. Tuscan's not there yet. Not worth it at this point. The new raid's going away, and their Datacron's gonna go away soon too, so not worth it. No Towels, no Night Sisters geared up. That's a good move, actually. Until Marin is farmable, that's probably a good move. They're not super worth it. Except for Daka and Zombie. Those are useful as flex characters, and they have them, so. Okay, yeah, not much to criticize on this account so far as roster building. Everything missing is pretty new. How do they do Kylo? Go for the speed build. Yeah, got some good offense and the crit damage too, so not too bad. What league are they in? I forgot to take note of that. Kyber 2. That's good. That's no shade on that. Like, Kyber 1 is very small, this one. So, doing very well. Good priorities, it seems like. I guess you're going for the Basila approach in Grand Arena, because... well, I mean, they got a lot of extra protection, too. Got both, health and protection. Which is impressive. Protection. Protection. I mean, I guess the mod focus is really mostly on protection. Just the health sets. I prefer to have mine faster. Like I have, I don't know, 50, 60 speed on this. And it really helps me out in a lot of ways on offense, but I mean, that's a good way to do it too. And Sith Eternal Emperor, I'm guessing you have this slow approach. Yeah, slower for an account this size. Which is fair. I just like a little bit of speed on Sith Eternal. And I am not seeing anything that stands out as far as something that shouldn't be this fast. Yeah. Actually, I have my Radis like blazing fast, but this is probably a good medium. I could probably take some speed off my Radis. He probably is hoarding too much at this point. Hermit Yoda, I have him slower, but that's just because I don't have enough mods to go around. Yeah. Don't have much criticism for this account. This is going very well. Very well balanced. Working on what they should, what I expect them to. Just, I don't know. This is an A account. This is a grade of A. Nice job, Ollie 4. I'm pretty sure this is a good guild you're into, so yeah, nicely done. Alright, next up, it looks like we got an interesting one. This is Nukefarmer. They started in March of 2021. They focus on Grand Arena, Territory Battle, and PvE preferred, is what they said. They are a spender. They said they buy the $10 packs, Conquest Pass, Cairo Calendar, and Discount Crystals. And then for an account 2 years, 4 months, already at 7 million GP, which is quite impressive. And this is, I mean, it's not like they're claiming free to play. They're saying they spend, but that is still great use of resources while you spend. People think if you spend, oh, it's easy. You just, oh, you will, you get there. No, you have to manage. You have to be smart. And they're in Erodium too. I think that's a great place to be. And obviously, we see Chaba here. We see Profundity. And this account is pretty much doing everything right. And I'm going to look at the characters in a second. But yeah, Executor finished. Profundity there. Let's see, Sith ships. I guess that they did most of the Galactic Chase. Yeah, so they did most of the Galactic Chase for TIE Dagger and Interceptor, even though they're not super close to it, it does look like, but they know probably that you got to be prepared for the future. Malevolence, I agree with like your 10. I mean, I don't know. I guess you don't necessarily need that if you got these other fleets, but I don't know. I'd probably gear that. Now looking at the characters, first Galactic Legends are Jabba and Luke. Now I don't know which one came first. I guess Jedi Master Luke, since Jabba is newer in the game, and they probably had Luke already, but that's an interesting path. They kind of go together well because Jedi Knight Luke is the common big barrier for them. There's lots of other stuff required as well, but we'll get to that. At the top, I'm seeing, okay, Executor stuff, Profundity stuff, Boss, very nice. Darth Revan, CLS, Jedi Knight Revan, Bouche Omicron. Not a bad idea, I guess. I didn't get it, but Dash, Omicron. So do we have Star Killer? Let's check unaligned Force users. We do have Star Killer at R5, a little low. The one Omicron is the pseudo leadership, of course, to be expected. And for unaligned Force users, looks like we have all the Gufu's need for Grand Inquisitor. Okay, looks like a recent Grand Inquisitor unlock. Nicely done. Maul at gear 11. I mean, I don't know. If you just got Maul, well, if you just got Maul, this makes sense, and that might be the only time it makes sense. Yeah, Ben Solo, who came out after Maul, so I think that's interesting. This player has had Maul for a long time. They must have, and they've still left him at gear 11. Why is that? Seer's almost done. I mean, if you get Seer, if you finish off Seer, you take Modal Relics. Like, he works on the team. You don't have Lord Vader, and I'm guessing you don't have a Mandalorian team. Yeah, Mandalorians are built... Well, I guess maybe they're just using him at low gear here and there. Armor's not built up. No Zeta on bow. So this is not a function... This just definitely is not a functional Mandalorian team. But if you get Seer finished farming, build that team up. That is an amazing team. And Fulcrum's already relics, so you're in a good spot. And then you just need Cal there, who's pretty much finished. And Kylo Ren unmasked. This account is so interesting. I love it. I love seeing this account. Oh, do we have Traya? We do have Traya. But we don't have Nihilus or Scion. I mean, like, there's so much stuff I can say. Oh, you need to get this. You need to get this. But there's only so much you can do at one point. And I haven't seen bad priorities yet. I've just seen, like, neglected things where I'm like, why aren't they built up? Yeah, no Savage, Omicron. I mean, none of... There's Nihilus, Scion, and Savage need to be worked on, because that Traya squad's amazing. I'm sure it's doing something, even with these low gear characters, but still. Rebel. Pretty decked out, faction. Rex already has the Omicron and Zeta, but missing mods. Maybe we've caught them in between. Something there. Saw is being worked on. No Cara Dune or Mon Mothma squad. Respect. I don't think it's worth it now. But Rogue One is good to go. Let's check Jedi. Here's another head scratcher. 4 Zetas. You're 8. Oh, and gas. I don't get it. What are you waiting for? Do you just not think he's good? I mean, even if that team's not geared up, he's just amazing. Use him with Jedi. I mean, just ignore the 5 of first for now. Use him with Jedi. Make 2 awesome Jedi teams. You could have a Jedi Knight Revan lead and a Jedi Master Luke lead, and guess is gonna work great with either of those. Like, you have 2 good teams here. You put with Revan, General Kenobi, Yoda. I mean, Jolie. Yeah, you can work on him too. You could put General Skywalker with Qui-Gon. I mean, like, that would really throw people off. Like, just build him up, give him some dang gear. He has the Zetas. Unless you just unlocked him, that makes no sense. And I mean, that might be the case. Like, but since I also see Maul sitting here at gear 11, well, the only one Zeta, granted, not all of them. It's like, okay, I don't get that at all. Check Empire. Looking good. Ida, not super developed. I'm not going to say that's a priority right now with all the other stuff. Moff Gideon, not developed. It's interesting. I mean, I honestly don't use him all that much. I got a lot of water bubbles in my throat. Supreme Leader Kylo, not really on the map, I guess. And what else? Got Cat. So Cat with no JMK. That's nice. That's kind of a reverse of what a lot of people have to do. But she works great with Padme, I'm sure. So yeah, I guess your team is GK, Anakin, Ahsoka, Commander Tano. Bad Batch getting worked on slowly. I mean, I really just... This player didn't tell me. I always ask what their near-term goals are. And this was months ago that this player submitted a request. So it's almost guaranteed to have changed since then. But I'd like to know what they're actually going for. Bounty Hunters. I mean, a lot of this is just Cartel for Java. But Zam has the Omicron, which probably goes with Bosk. No Django, Grief and Mando, or Logier. It's like this account's doing so many things so well, and then just so many head scratching. Okay, Night Sisters not there, really. Sith Empire, nice Sith Empire team. I mean, that's good. That's That has been aptly prioritized. It's at the bottom. Zori. Yeah, of course, Afra is not obtained. Trench, level 1. I like it. Good call. Ooh, Dark Trooper. Gear 7. Get him up. Visa Smar, you know, not that important, so I don't blame you. Tuscan's not worth it anymore at this point. Lots of purple, which is fine. Grievous, yeah, I mean, Grievous is kind of a head scratcher too. It's like, I don't know, like, Malevolence is still an awesome ship. Even if you don't want to run that whole team, Malevolence is a very useful ship, either on defense or on offense. And, I mean, I guess in Erodium, if they have 2 and 2 fleets, even then, you kind of want to use it, unless you're using Chimera. So, if I forget, if they have 2 and 2 fleets for Erodium, then you're using Executor, Profundity, Negotiator, and I guess Chimera here, or Executrix. Some of the site is there. So I don't know, I guess Grievous isn't the biggest oversight, but it's still just a head scratcher to me. I always find it interesting accounts. Like, this is a very interesting account. Yeah, Maul, dang. Sortie Omicron? Does that really help you? Okay, let's look at some speeds. See what they're working with. Go back to the top. Gem, L, and Java are, of course, the most decked out. 551, that's not too bad. But that protection, it's looking pretty low. And that's because there are 7. So he's definitely a high R9 priority. Makes a huge difference. And Java, I mean, that's fine. That's a mistake. Okay. You don't need crit damage on Java. Or do you? Am I an idiot? Is this affecting his thermals? I don't know. Thermals are something I don't fully understand. If that is affecting it, then that's like a 1000 IQ move. If it's not, then it's just a complete mistake. Mara Jade is fast. That's good. Priorities mostly in order, although Dash very fast. 335. So not super fast, but like fast in the priority order. But if you have a Omicron, you can do a lot with it. It's kind of a slow Piet. But if you don't have Dark Trooper up and running, it's like, I don't know. We're at 315. So need to work on mods at the top. But it seems like a decent supply. Oh, that's really slow. So not very, actually, I take that back. Not very deep mod pool at all. Boba Fett, why are you up here? You don't need him that fast unless that really makes your Jabba team very tricky. Which I'm not sure it does. Han, I mean, you do want him fast. That's a crit damage set, so this is actually a good mod set. But, okay, you don't need crit chance on Han Solo. He has 120% already. Get rid of the crit chance mods, put health mods on them. And then he has plus 20% crit chance anyway. So even if you have him at like 80, he's net as an effective 100%. And like his baseline, you take all these mods off, he has 99%. You don't need crit chance. It seems like it goes with crit damage, but you don't need it unless you're facing, you're facing high crit avoidance teams. Yeah, put a crit damage triangle there. Replace this mod too. I mean, yeah, it's fast. It's a good mod, but put it on someone else. Put it on like Yoda or Kitty Mundi if you have them. I don't know. Someone that needs to do a lot of damage but doesn't have high crit chance. What else do I want to spot check? Starkiller, how are you doing him? Man, there's like apathetic mods on Starkiller. He deserves a little bit more priority because he's great. Wampa. Okay, yeah, that's useful. Alright, I think that's enough looking over these mods, but this is a very interesting account. So I think that's a good place to end it. Thank you, Nukefarmer, for having such an interesting account and making some questionable priorities for me to pick at. You are doing great in the amount of time you're doing, and I'm sure that you have a plan to get to all these characters, neglected characters, eventually. It's very hard to balance, so don't take it too hard. But I enjoyed reviewing this roster. Just a reminder, if you do want a roster review, unfortunately right now I'm too booked to be able to accept any new requests. I'm still working on requests from like 6 months ago, so I'm just putting a halt on that. I don't know how I'm going to manage it in the future, but I go through them very slowly, so not sure. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and sub. See ya.